What up? What up? What up? Live on Facebook for the first time. We've been waiting
Yeah.
for this. What up? What up?
Finally.
Finally, we're out of the Facebook dungeon, y'all.
Out
What's
of
good?
Facebook
What's good?
jail. Yes,
Ops
sir.
podcast live. All right, so yeah, and we got a crazy show. We got so much to talk about today too. My boy Zeke will be here soon. Hey, right on cue. And we'll announce
Gang,
the
gang.
starting lineup here in a second. But man, if it's your first time tuning in, it's glad to have you on board. We've been doing the show live on YouTube for a little bit, so make sure you also check us out there, like and subscribe if you can. Show some love and support. Share this as much as you can. We're going to be talking about a ton of stuff, and we're going to be doing our AFC as we get ready for the football season. We're going to be doing our AFC predictions. So here at live from the Ops Podcast crew,
Yes,
and
sir.
we're going to be talking about some crazy stories in the MLB that I know is near and dear to our heart. They're talking about realignment. We're going to find out what the guys think, and what are the suggested areas that some of your favorite teams may be heading to. We're going to be talking about the craziness. It's not. I'm a Knicks fan, but we have to talk about the craziness that James Dolan is doing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to know. For a while, he's been banning people from his arena, and we're going to be getting into that a little bit here as well. But before we jump into all that, I just want to kind of talk about the breaking news that is just to me crazy. I was going to save this for the roundup, but I thought we just jump right into it. But before I do that, let me give two shout outs here. Let's give our starting lineup a round of applause here. We'll start to the right of me, probably be the left of you, right? My man Josh.
Josh from East Side.
Yeah.
It's your boy Big Zeke.
In the building, no doubt.
What's up, everybody? It's Dave in the cut.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so, like, if you guys just missed it, they just announced that Jake Paul is going to be fighting Javante Tank Davis. That's to me, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's if you guys don't know, Jake Paul has been on many different podcasts and all kinds of stuff promoting his last fight. And everybody was saying before when he fought Mike Tyson that, oh, you're fighting someone that's old. This is elder abuse. You know what I mean? Or you're fighting a YouTuber, fight someone who's real. You know what I mean? And then he fights a dude. And 4 days later, he gets deported. And so, like, I mean, the legitimacy of all these fights have come into question. And Jake Paul has maintained that he is a real boxer. He's a real fighter. And now he's fighting someone that I think is undisputed real. But what do you guys think? Will you guys finally put some respect on his name if he wins? Or will you even put respect on his name if he can stand in there toe to toe?
Who gonna start it off?
I'll take a little bit here, if you don't mind, Zeke. I saw you were
Go ahead.
ready to go in, but
Go
I
ahead.
don't hope maybe we hold the same feelings. Maybe not. We'll find out. But um, first off, I believe that Jake Paul is a fighter, right? I believe that he truly does train. I believe that he truly does put forth a lot of effort into preparing himself. He's a professional through and through. You don't get that well in 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 any type of whatever you want to call it.
You can't even say
YouTube,
it, man.
YouTube,
You don't
YouTube. He's a professional. The guy
you don't
knows how to
believe it
be
yourself.
good at YouTube. He knows how to do it all. So don't get me wrong. I say that because I believe that he's a professional in the things that he does. Now, I don't think I can take him seriously as a fighter ever, for the reasons of he is very clear in what he does and why he does it. And he's trying to break the mold. He's trying to set different records, all on a monetary basis, all financially. And his end goal is to get viewers. That's his heart's mission. Viewers and more money. Like, that's it. And of course, I think everybody is driven, especially in the sports world, I think, by putting their name out there and money. So He's no different from them in that perspective, but he's not doing this, I don't believe, truly to write his name on the Mount Rushmore of boxing, to truly prove that he's the man in history. So no, I can't take him serious when it comes to his
Okay.
boxing professional career. But I do believe that the guy does have a professional aspect to him, in that he thrives in anything that he does, monetarily. Um, but I think he's got a. If Tank loses this fight,
Oh, here
it,
we go.
it's a setup. 100%,
What?
no doubt.
It's
It's
a
a setup.
setup if he
It's a
loses?
setup if Tank loses this fight. If it's a match, this was 100% money behind it. If it's even match, it's money, 100%. And if Tank wins, it's proof that Jake Paul is not as good as he says he is. That's all I gotta say.
Zeke.
Let's go, Zeke.
Zeke.
um, for those of y'all who are new to the show, I just want to throw out there that my boy Josh gives heartfelt, thoughtful takes on just about every topic that we do. If it's one thing I can say about Josh, is he is gonna um paint the prettiest Bob Ross type picture for every situation that we give, and he looks for the good in people. He really does.
Fair.
Um, I'm not that dude. I want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Okay, I think he is an absolute joke. Um, his brother is a WWE superstar. He plays the heel very well. I gotta say, I've seen a lot of his matches. He's putting in the work, but I don't know. He has more legitimacy in WWE than I think Jake Paul does have in the ring. Um, the only advantage that I see Jake Paul having is the size advantage. And Tank normally fights around like 135. And Jake Paul normally fights at 200, so they got to find some kind of like middle ground where they can meet for this fight. So there's a serious size advantage, but other than that, this fight should not go the distance. Tank needs to put him down. My problem with this is he's already talk, I'm going to read a quote. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but part of one of the quotes that he said was Gervonta is an angry little elf who has been disrespecting my name for too long. And then he goes on to say, first I'm going to kill David and then I will go on to slaughter Goliath. The Goliath being Anthony Joshua. He's already looking forward to his next fight before the ink of the rumors of this fight is even dry. So I really hope that he walks into this super cocky, super arrogant, so Tank can put him down and he can be exposed for the fraud that he is. He's been cherry picking his fights this whole time and been made to look like some big bad boxer when I mean if you're a true fan of the sport, you see it for the spectacle that it is, but there is no respect on his boxing career. He's a professional in the sense that he gets paid for it. So yeah, this is his profession. But other than that, no, no. I don't take this boxing journey seriously for him, and I really need Tank to put him on his butt and hopefully humble him once and for all.
Josh, before we go to Dave, if you could put the tagline at the bottom, Jake Paul versus Tank. Dave,
Uh, this is much to do about nothing, man. Um,
really?
I mean, it really is. So here's the thing for me with Jake Paul. The only problem that I really have with Jake Paul is the opponents that he's choosing and the way he's going about it. He's a true showman. You know, he's going to promote things to no end because that's what he's known for. That's how he made his bread and butter coming up. You know, as an influencer. But the thing with fighting all the old fighters and stuff like that, that's the only problem that I really have with Jake Paul. I would like to see him fight guys his age and guys that are actually like ranked, not guys that are he's just handpicking washed up UFC guys. And but as far as being a legitimate fighter, I'll give him that. I give him being a legitimate fighter because I actually watched the documentary on him on Netflix, and I was pretty impressed with him, man. I'm not gonna lie. After kind of hating on him a little bit and just kind of saying, it's this kind of a farce. I saw the hard work that he put in, to train for his fights and stuff. And the dude puts in work, man. He wants to be taken serious. But if he really wants to be taken serious, he's going to have to start fighting guys, maybe not Tank's caliber. Tank is like 30-0, right, with like 28 knockouts. Um, I think Jake Paul might end up getting unalived in this fight, man. I think he's biting off a little more than he can chew. If Tank don't knock him out, he might hit him in the throat because he's not as tall as Jake. But I'm telling you, man, it's like it's not gonna go well, man.
Tank is
So it,
30-0 with 1 draw and 28 knockouts. That's power, bro.
Ridiculous.
28, right? Yeah,
28 knockouts.
so
Yeah.
I think we could all agree that Tank is the real deal in the boxing world. But can we agree if he knocks out that brother, we have to put respect on his name? Can we agree on that?
You talking if Jake Paul knocks out Tank?
If Jake Paul knocks out Tank, we have to put respect on his name.
Nope.
Agree or disagree?
Nope. It's all for show.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I said before, it's almost that's like me going into the ring with my son because of like I said, the size difference is crazy. I want to see what weight they fight at. Jake Paul is the bigger, stronger fighter. Tank is the more technical fighter. He does have the power. I don't think Tank's ever. I haven't followed his career that closely, but I don't think he's ever fought anybody this big. So if he goes in and gets knocked out, it's almost expected. But if he goes out and knocks Jake Paul out, that'd be more of a seismic shift in the boxing world. Because it's like, all right, I can step up and start dominating at a bigger level, a bigger weight class if I wanted to. If I get bored with these little dudes, I could bulk up a little bit and challenge myself in a higher weight class to see what happens. If
Yeah,
Jake Paul knocks Tank out, I'm almost convinced, like Josh said, it's fixed. And Tank got a big payday that we didn't know
There's
about.
nothing this brother can do. There's nothing
No,
Jake can
absolutely
do.
not.
No.
Absolutely
Okay.
not. His
All
No,
right.
whole
you
Zeke,
career
no.
there's
has been
nothing.
for show, Chris.
Yeah, you want to know what he can do? He can actually join a real fight card without being the
Bro,
one
he's fighting a
fighting.
real fighter, though. He's
No,
fighting someone
he's
real.
handpicking his own
Listen though,
opponents.
he's
I want
hand.
somebody to go out and pick
Yes,
him.
and he's in the
But this
contract
is boxing.
negotiations.
Everybody picks their own opponents. This ain't UFC. You don't get assigned.
But there are certain. If you look at all the contracts that Paul has written with the people that he has handpicked and fought, they are very favorable for the Paul camp. They are very
Absolutely.
favorable. When Paul steps outside of being in control of the contract and says, "I'll take any fight under any circumstance and fight you," I'll take you serious.
right, right.
Dave, so you're in that same camp.
So
Even if
here,
he knocks his brother out, no respect.
nah, man. So here's the thing. So he's not gonna knock Tank Davis out, not even for a payday. Tank Davis, you got to understand. Tank Davis is cut from a different cloth, man. Street cred is a big thing to him. Tank Davis is not going to be able to go back to his old neighborhood. Not only if he gets knocked out legitimately, but if he does it for a payday. Tank Davis does not need the money, bro. He don't need the money. When he fought Lamont Roach Jr., he got 10 mil for that fight. Okay, this fight, like as much as people want to hype it, dude, him losing to Jake Paul, the purse that he would get, even if it was a $30 million purse, it's not worth him not being able to go back to the old neighborhood, man, and hold his head. That's not
At
who
all.
Tank Davis is. He's
Bro,
not
but
that.
he
Anybody
knocked out Tyron Woodley twice.
payday, huh?
He knocked out Tyron Woodley though in a fight.
And all that goes away
Tyron
with a loss to
Woodley?
Jake Paul.
Ty Woodley wasn't a boxer though, too. Like that again. Like he's not a boxer. Tank
It might
Davis
as well have been
is
Nate
a
Robinson.
boxer, bro. That is like
Right,
he's
man.
like He's like the second reincarnation of Floyd Mayweather. The dude is just a walking clinic. He the way that he fights, the way that he holds himself, his defensive his offense, it's just it's
Yeah,
a
man.
masterpiece to watch.
All
Yeah,
right, sounds like I might be alone on this island,
Yeah, you're
bro.
alone.
I've been waiting for him to fight somebody real. I consider Tank a real dude. Um, if he can knock, I understand there's a weight difference. I understand that, but if he can knock this brother out, I would give him respect. He's
133
earned my
pounds to
respect.
200 pounds. That's the weight difference. 70 pounds natural weight.
But bro, to go up against a professional, like real talk, like
He's not
I
going to
mean
be
to
able to.
go against a professional.
He won't be able to come down that far and beat Tank. I can tell you that right now.
no, man, it's not happening, bro.
Yeah.
The only way
Look,
he wins is if Tank comes up.
I'll give Jake Paul this though. We spent more time talking about this fight than we have talking about Alvarez Crawford.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Thank you. And that's the proof right there. The proof is in the pudding. It just
He's
came
a
out. It was
marketing
just
genius.
announced. It was just announced, and we're talking about it. But the fight of the year is going to be what Zeke just mentioned.
The
It's
corny
the
part to me is
spectacle of
that
it all.
it just came out, and then now Jake Paul is calling him a little elf, and it's like he's got all of these taglines and stuff. That's the corny part to me, man. It's just like just get in the ring and fight. That's like when people were, when France was talking all the junk about how Team USA wasn't going to win because they don't play together. They haven't played together for 10 years, and like they have, and there's no camaraderie off the court. And what did KD say? KD said, what is the camaraderie going to do for you when you got to guard Steph? You know what I'm saying? What is all of the taglines and all of the little catchy phrases going to do when Tank really put hands on him, man? I don't think Jake Paul is ever going to be hit the way that Tank Johnson is going to hit. Tank Davis is going to hit him, man. It's just like it is what it is.
All right, well, it sounds like we will see.
We
But
shall
We'll
see.
see.
we spent quite a bit of time, like you said, on this, and I know we got some other fire topics to get into. I'm going to switch the order up a little bit because I want to make sure that we get into this conversation, just because I know it's near and dear to my heart, and it must be near and dear to my boys Dave and Zeke because we're all really big baseball fans. I actually want to jump into the MLB realignment. Do you have that picture that you could throw up on the screen? You
Hold
have
on,
it?
hold on 1 second. We'll throw it up there.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
just talk about it a bit while we
I'll
get
talk about it. I'll talk about it. So they had it in the MLB this past week, the Little League World Series special game. And so the MLB has been trying different games in different places. Earlier this season, they had the Braves versus the Reds inside of like a NASCAR stadium, which to some they said it wasn't the greatest experience having it there. But it's the spectacle of it all. Years past, they said that they had the Field of Dreams, and that was actually a really cool environment where they hit the ball into the into the cornfields, right? And so this time they had it in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And so my folks who are in Western New York, if you drive south, most of us drive through Williamsport, and so we know exactly what stadium they're talking about. And so the Williamsport Stadium, which hosts the League World Series, this time hosts the Mets and the Mariners. And so it was kind of cool seeing the baseball players slide down the little mountain in true Little League tradition. And the Little League players were in the stands. You could be hearing them chant for Soto to do the Soto shuffle, and all kinds of craziness ensued. During that game, the commissioner, Rob Manfred, went on the ESPN broadcast and he was talking about his desire to see realignment in the game. Almost specifically, he wants expansion. So he wants the MLB to maybe add a team or two. I believe it's two teams that he's looking to do. And then he also wants to shuffle the divisional lineup into a more regional format. So that way you have less travel, less burden on the players, and probably less expense on the owners as they have to crisscross. Now, some of the arguments that have been made are that no one on the East Coast, and I can testify for this because I like watching the Mets, no one on the East Coast is reasonably watching those LA Dodgers, San Francisco Giants games that will go midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, sometimes later, right? And I get that because I know, like, for me, like sometimes when the game comes on and it's that late, I'm falling asleep. But what that would mean is that you may be losing division rivals that have had, that we've seen in the game for a very long time. And you may have some teams switching from American League to National League, or essentially them abolishing the American League and National League altogether. I don't know if we have the picture yet, but there's been multiple,
Yeah, hold on.
let's call it machinations, if you will, of different potential um, divisions. And so some people are speculating that it may be very similar to the way the NFL has it, where you have divisions of four teams, and then you have like a East, a West, a North, and a South. And then you have another conference where you have the East, a West, a North, and a South. Okay. But in that format, right now, MLB, some divisions have like five teams in it, and some, I think most of them have like at least five teams, and some of them may even have more. And so, no, because the NL Central has how many teams the NL Central has right now?
Each division has 5 teams in it. There's 3 divisions in each league,
I thought the
5 teams
NL
per
Central
division.
has one more. No?
Nah, no.
Okay. All right. So they want to break it up, and this was the one that was, I think, most interesting when I saw it. It popped up on my feed. I don't see it. Is it live?
Right
Okay.
here.
Thereabouts.
So all right. So yeah, see if you could blow that up a little bit. And so, what do you guys think? I thought what was really interesting. I used to live in Raleigh for a very short period of time, and it looks like they're speculating that Raleigh or Nashville may get a team. I didn't even realize Raleigh's a growing city. I didn't even realize they may get one. I know there's been some speculation for Montreal also getting a team. And then you can see
Ooh.
Salt Lake City and maybe even Portland also getting the team. So one of these cities that are starved for professional baseball may get a team. But anything that stands out most to you guys in this lineup, I can tell you as a Mets fan, I'm just going to throw my 2 cents in and I'll
Uh
let you
huh.
run with it.
Go ahead
I
and
am
put it
more
in
than
there.
happy to get the Braves out of my division.
Uh huh.
Bye, Braves.
I
When I
know
saw
you
that,
are.
I was there like, this is great. I don't have to deal with the Atlanta Braves anymore. I was there like,
Yo, that
how,
was
how
the
soon can
first
we
thing
get
that
this?
stuck out to me. Like, what the heck? Y'all doing the Mets a favor on this one.
I was there like, when can we make this happen? What do I need to sign? Where's the paper? I
Oh
was there like,
my
the Braves
gosh.
are?
Like, this,
I
look,
didn't. Yeah,
th-
go ahead, Z.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's the biggest thing I hate about this. The fact that we can't beat up on the Mets every year. Look, for those of y'all who don't know, Chipper Jones, Braves Hall of Famer, MLB Hall of Famer, one of the best players of all time. He named one of his kids Shea after Shea Stadium because he destroyed the Mets so badly during his career. It was so bad.
Yeah,
Everybody calls that man Chipper, but Mike Piazza refuses to call him Chipper. He calls him Larry by
Harry.
his government name because he
That's
refused to call a grown man Chipper. Whatever. You might as well call him Daddy because he sunned y'all for all those years. So yeah, that's the biggest thing I hate about this. The fact that we don't get to beat up on the Mets as much as we used to.
I don't like the way that you said that, and the tone of
I'm
the
sorry.
tone of the voice was a little.
I'm sorry.
You,
I'm just
if you could
trying.
say
I mean,
that
how
again,
much did Uncle Steve pay to have this
can,
realignment set up?
respectfully, can you take a little bit of the bass out of your voice, man? That was a little. It was a little
It's
too
natural.
intense on me.
I can't help it.
I got. I
It's my
got you. I
voice.
got you. All right. All right. I don't appreciate it. All right, Dave.
what up, man. So you guys know I was like completely against this all week, man. As soon as they started talking about it, man, I was all in the text messages. I was highly upset because I just knew that Manfred was about to do something dumb, like put
Dumb,
the Mets and the Yankees in the same division, which would have been completely dumb because
dumb.
you don't get a Subway Series out of that. And come on, man, like who wants that? Yeah, and I know there's other teams. I get it, but I don't care about the other teams. I care about the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? So, um, the good thing that the crazy part about this to me is that the taking the Braves and the Mets thing out of there, that's bananas, man. I don't really like that, and I think I told you guys that in the chat. But I also don't like I do and I don't like the Rays being moved because one of the good things about it is that even when they fix the Trop, it's still going to be a dump, and the Yankees don't have to play there anymore, right? But supposedly they're getting a new stadium, so we won't be able to talk about that anymore. But one of the good things that comes out of this is that we don't, as Yankee fans and a fan of the American League East, we don't have to hear about how Tampa Bay is doing all this winning with a payroll of $60 million while all the other teams are doing blah blah blah. Once they leave, man, they can sell that nonsense to somebody else. I get tired of hearing that. But the I really what I really hope that they don't do is, and I know me and you talked about this, Zeke, but I really hope that they don't put another team in Montreal. I know everybody is clamoring for that. If you want to put a team in Montreal, send the Rays back there. All right, because right now their fans don't even show up to their games. They're not. I don't even think they're filling Steinbrenner Field right now, man. So I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm just ranting right now, but I'm just very happy that they didn't put the Mets. Um, they didn't. They're not trying to screw up where the Mets can um, end up having to play not be able to play the Yankees in the World Series. I hope that's what they're doing. I
Well,
don't.
I mean, if you look at this graphic that was just put up, this is another possible
Yeah,
realignment, and you see the Yankees and the Mets in the
I
same.
know, but
See,
I think
Yeah, I
that's a
don't
this
like
one
that
troll.
one at
bothers me
all.
even more. Go ahead,
That's a
I'll let somebody
that's a
else
This
talk, but
this
I
one
hate
does.
this graphic.
That's a troll job. I'm gonna listen to the Athletic. I'm not gonna listen to this. To this. I don't even know where this came from, man.
This came from Fox Sports.
Ah,
Yeah,
That's
boo.
another reason why I'm not gonna listen to it.
yeah. This one is crazy. I
Yeah,
think there would
This
just
one is
be.
dumb.
I think.
It's just
Listen, I think
completely dumb.
Colin Cowherd must have made this one, man.
Oh, that
Because
makes plenty of sense.
yeah, I think this is a troll job. This is the other one was like it didn't get enough. It didn't make people's blood boil, so they came out with this one. They're like, okay, let's. Fox, man. They always gonna try to do.
Oh, they
Go
they,
back
they
to this
pulled
one.
the Chris Pratt hot take move.
Yeah,
Yo, we're live on Facebook for the first time, bro. Okay, so
Ooh, this
like
looks spooky.
all that stuff
why
is
is
in the
it all messed up
past.
like that?
In
That's a
the
good question.
past, yeah.
It's in the
Okay,
past.
okay.
It's in the past.
But no, I like this one a lot better. Like if they came out with this one, I think I'd probably be a little bit more okay with it.
I'm messing up big time.
It
Can we
does
bring it
make
back
a
like
little
it
bit
was?
more sense.
See,
But I mean, because you're not losing some of those division rivals. Like
Replace
if
this right
if the Yankees lose Tampa Bay, I don't think there's no story tradition with Tampa Bay. So you lose Tampa Bay, like okay, so what? Um, maybe the Mets lose the Braves, but like I said, the Mets. I think we're fine with that. And then you got you know yeah, what else is significant
Where
here?
are you looking at? What division you want to see?
so in
The
in
the
this one, you
Rockies.
got Colorado going to the American League.
Yeah, yeah,
You got
the Rockies
there
leaving.
was another
Yeah,
team that went to the National League. I'm looking for.
They're gonna
I
be a
thought somebody
dumpster
went.
fire for years
Oh,
to
the
come.
Rays went to the National League, which that one doesn't bother me because when we were growing up, the Astros were in the National League. They're now in the American League, and the Brewers were in the American League. They're now in the National League. So that part doesn't bother me too much. Um, but I mean, we could go old school. I mean, there was a time where we didn't have divisions. We had the American League and the National League, and if Manfred's worried about uh, wear and tear on players, just divide it like Major League East and Major League West. Put half the teams in one big division and half the teams in the other big division if that's what you're worried about. I mean, I looked at a map the other day, and the biggest problem is Seattle. Like they're farthest away from everybody. So
everybody. Yeah,
like that's the big deal. I don't if you want to reduce the wear and tear on players as far as travel, then have the schedule makers do a better job and be more strategic about how they move these teams around. But this major realignment of baseball to have four divisions with four teams, and then you got to add two teams, and we don't need more teams. We just need you wanna get a schedule maker in there who can actually sit down and take the time to make travel better for the players. I mean, I wear and tear. They're on chartered flights. I don't understand what the wear and
I
tear
mean,
is
well,
about
this
taking a
makes
bus
sense if
all
you're
over the place.
Seattle. I mean,
Huh?
you're going to be closer. You're going to be closer if you're Seattle to Las Vegas and the L.A. than you would
Yeah, but
be,
I'm okay. That they're already in their
the
division though.
Houston.
They're
Right, but I
already
mean,
Houston and Texas. That's the biggest thing for
yeah, that's what I'm
Seattle.
saying.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a long trip.
other than that, I mean, that's two teams that you got rid of. They still got to play all the other teams, don't they? Are we going to eliminate interleague play?
This is why it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna keep it real with you. This dude is talking about eliminating wear and tear, right? That's the
Yeah,
whole goal of this, right?
that's the goal.
2 years ago, he just came out and said, "Well, we got stars like Mike Trout, and Shohei Ohtani, the golden child, on the West
Oh my
Coast up
God.
here that kids on the East Coast don't get to see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that every team plays every
Right,
team every year. So what is
right.
this realignment all about? If you're just gonna be trucking dudes all over the country to make sure that every team plays every team every year, it
Maybe
doesn't
the
make
Well, to
maybe
be
the realignment is literally to make room for two more teams.
yeah. But if you're gonna do, I get that, man, I get it, but if you're gonna make sure that all of the teams get to play each other, right?
Right.
Don't you
Seattle
think
still got to fly to Miami.
would you say
Seattle's still going to have to fly to Miami if that's his goal.
that's it?
but not as much because teams within the division play
Yeah,
each other more.
yeah,
Yeah, but
Chris,
exactly.
that's
why
So,
every
didn't
other
you say
year.
though? Why
It's
didn't you
not
do
every
this?
year
Why
that
didn't you
Seattle
say
has
that
to go to Miami.
one
One year
place?
Seattle's going to play in Miami. The next year Miami goes up to
Flip flop,
Seattle. That was
right?
his goal to
Right.
get these teams into all of the cities more often. So now you're going to go back to what every 4 years? Like I think that was the rotation before.
It
I know
was.
that's similar to what it was in,
Makes
in,
sense,
in
man.
football, right? Like every 4 years you play a certain division or whatever.
Now
That's
I
how.
get what he should have done, man. Is he should have put the expansion teams in first, and then he should have set it up where the teams all play each other once every year, man. It's like
Right.
it's back. He's doing everything. He got CTE, I think.
well, I'll tell you what I like about it though is that if you did do it regional, then you would also get fans that would be able to make like the different games. Because like when the Mets play the Phillies, you got a lot of Mets fans making that trip to Philadelphia because it's not very far from New York. But it's far to Atlanta, and that's a hike. And so, like even from New York to Pittsburgh, that's not that far. New York to Washington is not that far, and so like
So
you got more
you want to see
regional
Mets fans in
opponents.
the opposing team stadium. That's what
But
you
you're gonna
want.
have that. But you're gonna have that with Atlanta. Atlanta is not far from Miami. It's not far from Tampa. You know what I mean? Or I should, you know what I mean? So you would have, especially Tampa. That's not far
Atlanta
from
fans are
Atlanta at
all over the
all.
place though.
I understand that, but the you'll get more Atlanta fans making the trip to Tampa and populating that stadium if they became like a hated division rival. And so in that case, I do see, some good that could come out of that. Although I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about it, I was dead set against it, and then I saw like, hey, we might lose the Braves. So maybe I'm just being biased. But
You lose the
anyway, that's
Braves, you
that's
still got to
that's my
deal with the
take.
Phillies, division runner up. There you go.
Oh, but we spank the Phillies all the time. I'm not worried about the Phillies. All right, let's keep it moving because I know we got a really big show and not a whole lot of time. Let's go ahead and jump into let's go with our AFC predictions first here, and then if we still got time, we'll jump into the topic with James Dolan. Um, all right, so if you tuned in last week, we gave you the golden nuggets of what was going to happen in each division, so you could know
It was
ahead of
Nuggets, all
time.
right.
Yeah, that's for sure. So that way you can know ahead of time what the end results are going to be. So, spoiler alert: if you don't want to know the final results for the AFC, then you might want to just like close your ears for a little bit because we're going to tell you the end from the beginning right now with our amazing crew. And so let's go ahead and start this off. Like, Dave, why don't you break down? I believe you were doing the AFC North, correct? And so that's the first one on the bucket list.
That is correct. All right, let me pull up my notes real quick, man, so I can cook. All
Uh
right.
oh, Chef Jones.
So AFC
Yeah, baby.
North, right? AFC North. Okay. AFC North is widely considered one of the most competitive divisions. All right, in the NFL. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
All
Sure.
right. All right. Zeke, come on now.
He said
I,
sure.
All right.
I did sure.
All
I,
right. All right. I need a little more enthusiasm than that, brother. All right. So
bruh.
anyway, let's break it down. So in the AFC North, so let me cook because I know we're up against it. AFC North. So you got uh, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Baltimore Ravens. Right. So last year, we had the obviously the Baltimore Ravens won uh, and met the Buffalo Bills for the uh, AFC Championship game, and Lamar. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So anyway, I wanna get on Lamar so bad, man, because I just can't do it though. Anyway, so um, rounding out the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens brought it home last year. Obviously, they have a very very talented quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, if I feel like Lamar Jackson could literally take over the NFL if his coaches stop trying to make him just this overall complete pocket passer and just let him be who he is. Um, with that being said, he has a lot of quarterback competition breathing down his neck, and when we had the likes of you know Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, we had some phenomenal quarterbacks, man. It seemed like every team in the league had a quarterback that could take their team all the way. And nowadays, I really personally I feel like there's only like five or six quarterbacks in the league that are really dominant quarterbacks. And I personally, even with his flaws, I personally feel like Lamar Jackson is in the top three of those quarterbacks. A lot of people would disagree with that, but um, every year I've picked him for my fantasy quarterback, and he's burned me, man. And I'm not doing it this year. Little hint for y'all right there with our draft coming up soon. So here's
I,
what we got. So Baltimore Ravens took it home last year. They won the division last year, um, and then we followed up with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then we had the Cincinnati Bengals, and then the Cleveland Browns choked out. What I have happening this year is I have the exact same outcome. I do not think the Cincinnati Bengals are going anywhere with Joe Burrow. And a lot of people are going to trip on me right now, but I don't know if Joe Burrow has it in him, man. He has the weapons, but I just don't know. This isn't college anymore. You understand what I'm saying? It's not college anymore. He's got weapons, but he don't seem to bring it home. And then the injury thing, I don't know if he can, is he going to stay healthy? Is he not? Um, Now, with that being said, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, we all know Aaron Rodgers is there for 1 year and then he's gone. Aaron Rodgers is not going to do anything for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just feel like he was a glamour pick. I don't know what Pittsburgh is trying to prove by taking this guy. I know our boy Jammer, his head was going to explode because the Steelers are his team, and he wants them to make. He thinks that Mike Tomlin is the problem, but that's for the team. He thinks Mike Tomlin has caused every issue to happen with the team, which I don't agree with because Tomlin would be hired 5 minutes after the Steelers fired him. So So I completely disagree with that. The Cleveland Browns, I'm not even going to discuss the Cleveland Browns. I know everybody is on Shador Sanders and they want Shador to end up, starting. And they got what, five quarterbacks over there that they have to try to choose from. Shador is not going to start. The Browns are going to be exactly who they were for the last 3-4 years. They're going nowhere, so they're not even in the conversation. Even though I talk down Joe Burrow, I still feel like he may give in that division they may give Baltimore a run, but ultimately Baltimore is gonna come out with it. So I had some predictions for records. Just going down their schedule. You
Yeah.
guys laugh at me later, but so for the Baltimore Ravens, I had the Ravens going 13-4 based on their schedule. Then I had the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in second. Um, at 11-6. Last year, Pittsburgh was 10-7. So even though I'm kind of clowning Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna be flinging the ball up there, and they're gonna be happy to see the air attack coming out of there. I got the Bengals coming in third with at 10-7. I think I said that, and then Cleveland is just like they shouldn't even be in the league right now. I got them coming at 4-13. So
4 wins.
Wow.
What we
Bengals
gonna be?
finishing third.
yeah, I got the Bengals finishing third, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you watch the Bengals in the preseason, it looks like they're actually starting their starters, so that way they don't get off to their typical slow start, and Burrow's just getting dragged.
Mm-hmm.
He might not make the regular season. He getting hit so much.
Yeah, man.
AFC East.
I know I talk junk about Aaron Rodgers being in Pittsburgh, man, but you got a you got a veteran player who's won a Super Bowl. You got Mike Tomlin's a great coach to me. And he's a great defensive mind, and I personally feel like he gives his quarterbacks a lot of leeway. He lets his quarterbacks go out there and do their thing. And with Aaron Rodgers coming in, I feel like they're gonna go 11-6. That's just me.
Hmm.
Well,
We'll see.
guys, if you agree, disagree with Dave Jones' takes on the final standings, make sure that you leave your comment in the chat. We'll throw it up on the screen if it's appropriate for the show. AFC East.
Yeah, so I take the AFC East on this one. I'm going to stick to my same structure as I did last week. I'm going to start right at the bottom of the pack at number 4. And in the number 4 position, I am going with the New England Patriots. Although the Patriots did some pretty good moves on the offseason in adding Stephon Diggs. They got Josh Dobbs now over there, which some people talk a little bit about Dobbs, but man, he shows spurts of awesomeness out on the field, especially at the quarterback position. And someone being, not really having a starting role, a solid starting role in any team that he's ever been on, he still shows promise. And a lot of teams, the teams that he has played with the Cardinals, um, Vikings for a bit there, they rally behind him. And so
Bro,
I
you
think that
think
that's
Dobbs is going to start over Drake May though?
no, I don't, but I believe that he's a good ad, and I believe that if Drake May shows the signs that he did last year, I can see him taking a back seat to Dobbs, who has a veteran presence. So Drake May is definitely going to get the start, but again, May hasn't shown much, and maybe he'll progress in this next year. Um, but I'm not sure if they have full confidence in him just yet. Um, but yeah, I've got the Patriots down at number 4. At the number 3 position, I've got the Miami Dolphins. And Miami has an injury plague right now. And I truly believe that Tyreek is fed up. He's fed up. Um, I don't know if Tua has it in him to play a full season. Um, he's been injury plagued year after year. He honestly is one bad hit away from a possible retirement. The dude has taken a lot of hits, and he has had a lot of scares out on the field. And I truly believe that he's in a stage right now where he's playing a bit scared. Um, I shouldn't say scared. He's playing a bit reserved for the sake of his future, rightfully so. And so I see them taking a step back this season, just because of some of the talk and the chatter in the Miami camp, especially with Tyreek being fed up. Jalen Waddle at wide receiver, he's constantly hurt year after year. So I just don't see them lasting a full season healthy. And this year, I see them taking a step back. I'm going to say this straight out. I'm going to jump up to the first position. It's the Buffalo Bills. They're the juggernaut of the NL East, the AFC East, sorry. And they are going to they're going to be who they are. Josh Allen is undoubtedly probably one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league right now. He will go down in history. The dude just balls. He can do it all. He can carry. He can sling the rock. He can throw it way downfield. He can give you a quick short pass. He just does it all, and he's shown progressive signs of goodness over the past couple of years. He's slowed down on his turnover rate. Just overall a solid dude, and they have a great team behind them. I really love the running back position and Cook, and I truly believe that they'll possibly be a better match for the Kansas City Chiefs. Although history usually does repeat itself, I got a good feeling about Buffalo this year, and I think that they are going to take an extra step, and they could possibly see themselves in the big game this year. And with
Against
that,
Bro,
I've
who they
got,
playing, Josh?
I
no,
got.
we already know who they
You
playing.
already know who they're playing. I got the New York Jets at number 2. I think the Jets have shown great improvement. I think that Justin Fields takes this year and proves the league wrong. I believe that he takes everything that everyone has said about him and proves them wrong.
Who gonna
Um,
tell him, man? Who gonna
and
tell him?
and and
Nah, let
and
him find out on his own.
and wait, who's gonna tell me what?
Have you seen all the clips coming out of camp, man?
Of course, you got to see all the clips. Of course, coming out of camp, I'm not worried about that stuff. This is preseason. The season's coming in, and he's gonna do big things. So
Okay.
I'm putting a little faith in Fields. You know, I'm pulling for Peasy's dad's team here. I think that they're gonna go into the. I think they're really gonna shine this year, and I think that their defense truly is something special. I truly think that they have some really good young players who can be great, and not for nothing, but Sauce Gardner is just fun to watch in that cornerback position. So you heard me. I said it.
Josh Bob
Buffalo
The
Ross
Jets.
Jets,
Gianelli, ladies and gentlemen.
Buffalo
the
Jets.
Jets finished in
Miami
second, bro.
Jets,
Patriots.
bro.
Painting that beautiful picture
Bro,
of the
that's
horrible
crazy,
disaster
bro.
that is the New York Jets.
I actually think the Jets would probably finish last because I
That's
think
what
the
I was
Patriots took a
expecting.
step. I thought he was going to put them last because I thought the Patriots took a step up this year. But all right, Jets are finishing second, y'all. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
AFC
y'all
South
heard it here
time.
last too. Ain't nobody doing that.
Nah, I don't know if they saw either, but there you go. All right, so I'm gonna use the same format you use. I took the AFC South. You guys know that I'm a Colts fan, and I'm just gonna go from who's finishing worst to first. And so worst, we're gonna start this off with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are by far, I think, the worst team in that division. And I think now they made some key additions this year. They added Travis Hunter. I think he might be a dog, but they lost Evan Ingram. Why is that a big deal? It's only a big deal because their quarterback seems to only be able to complete passes to him. And so like that was his security blanket. and they lost him. And so I'll be honest with you guys, just so you can know my biases. I saw Trevor Lawrence in college. I was always confused what what the hype was about. I never understood it. I was there like why is this guy like projected number one, the next Andrew Luck? You know what I mean? Everything that they were saying about this dude, I was there like that dude is the next Andrew Luck. He didn't look that special to me. And he hasn't looked that special in the NFL, and he's not going to turn it around this year. You've heard it here first. He will not be turning it around this year, even with that kind of talent on the receivers. They got Brian Thomas Jr., right? They got Travis Hunter now in the receiver room, right? They got Travis Etienne, which I think he took a step back last year. I think he takes another step back this year, and I don't think Tank Bigsby is the answer in that running back room. And since I don't think they have a unit at all on that team that you would consider special, I don't think they're special on offense, mainly because of Trevor Lawrence. I don't think they're one of the worst teams on defense. When you look at their defense passing yards, they gave up the most passing yards of any defense last season, the most. And their rushing defense was only better than seven other teams in the league. And did they bother to try to improve that? Sure, they got Travis Hunter, who can also be a cornerback. But bro, unless this guy wins Rookie of the Year, darn near MVP honors, he ain't turning around a league worst passing defense in one season. Especially when you add into the fact we don't know what kind of coach Liam Cohen is going to be. They got a new coach. We don't know what this guy is going to be. And so is he going to be able to turn this team around? I haven't seen that yet. I need a year to see it to prove it. I got them finishing last. I think that they battle with the Saints for the sweepstakes of Arch Manning. That's what I think. And so finishing third, the team that finished worst last year, I think, moves up one spot to third this year, and that's the Tennessee Titans. I think Cam Ward is gonna be that dude, but I think he's a rookie and he's gonna take his lumps like any other rookie. They made some key additions on that side as well, adding Ty Lockett. They were in some close games last year, and the Titans lost a lot of games that they probably shouldn't have lost. It's just Will Levis could not help but turn the ball over and over again, and it ended up costing them games. But they finished 25th of 32 in passing. Listen, I was looking at it. If they get 300 more yards passing over the course of the season, that would put them in the total yards for the season of the Commanders, the Bills, and the Packers. So they weren't far off. They don't need Cam Ward to be a whole lot better. But the problem is, again, with this team, was their defense. They don't have a great defense, and I don't have a whole lot of faith in the organization that gave up Derrick Henry, who is still being dominant. They gave up on Josh's boy out in Philadelphia. They gave up on the wide receiver. I forget his name right now. I'm blanking. My bad. Josh, what's the wide receiver's name, real quick?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. They gave up on AJ Brown. I don't have a lot of confidence organizationally in the Tennessee Titans, and I don't think Brian Callahan is the answer there. Brian Callahan, former coach, offensive coordinator of the Bengals. It's easy to look good when you got Burrow and you got Chase, in my opinion. So I don't think he's that dude. I do think they improved a little bit thanks to Cam Ward. But I maybe have them improving by 2-3 games. So maybe they finish with 5-6 wins instead of 3 like they did last season. Good enough for third place. Second place. Now I'm a Colts fan, all right? Second place is the Indianapolis Colts. They ain't finishing first. I ain't that crazy. I'm trying to be realistic here. Key additions, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. America. Daniel Jones. What's going on here?
Danny Dimes!
Danny Dimes was just named the starting quarterback of my Indianapolis Colts over Anthony Richardson. If that's not a sign to fire your GM who took him with a very, very high draft pick when he had a number of other better options than a project quarterback, and you give up on him this early, That's saying a lot. The guy can't read defenses. He doesn't complete at a high percentage, but
He
Danny
hurt.
Dimes,
He hurt his
like
He's
pinky in the
that's
finishing
preseason.
second.
He hurt his pinky.
that's that's the answer. But I will give the Colts this. Why do I have him second? Because as crazy as this sounds, Danny Dimes, as much as Dave, I know you're a Colts fan too. That's an improvement, bro. That's an improvement over the quarterbacking we had last
Improvement, but
year.
it's not a miracle.
It's sad that that's an improvement, and I'm very upset about it. But this team has weapons. Like the sad thing is, if we had a really good quarterback, we might actually be decent. Pittman is a dude. Downs is a dude. Jonathan Taylor is a dude. I mean, these we got some talent on the offensive side, and we just drafted high with our first round pick, Tyler Warren, who I think is going to be amazing. And I don't think it'll matter much because we don't have anyone to throw it to him, which is why we're not making the playoffs. We'll be just good enough to be terrible again next year because we're not going to get a high draft pick. And so, am I happy that I'm putting us second? No, I'd much rather be last because I'd much rather have a shot at the Arch Manning sweepstakes. But I don't think with the talent on this team that we're going to be bad enough to get out of this. I think we're in kind of those that mediocre cycle where you're just good enough to stay just good enough.
Arch isn't coming out next year, so we have to be bad for 2 years.
Y'all don't
Well,
want Arch in Indy. That would be too much pressure on that dude. You can't be a Manning in Indianapolis playing quarterback. He'd be
Yeah,
better off going somewhere else. I know
great
as a
point, Z.
Colts fan, you might want to see it, but for that man's career, go anywhere other than Indy or the Giants. Go,
Yep.
go, be great somewhere
Or
else.
Denver,
I
for
don't
that
think that's
matter.
true. Indy is not New York. Indy is like, bro, Indy
Bruh,
is
Indy
not going
is
to put that
It's
Peyton
kind of
not about the
pressure.
country.
city;
Indy
it's
is
about
Manning
the name,
country.
bro.
It may be, but they're not going to put that kind of pressure on
He's
anyone
gonna
in
put that
Indy.
pressure on himself. You walk out there playing QB1 with Manning on your back, you got a
It's
legacy
not.
to live up to.
It's not that kind of media market in Indy. It's not that kind of media
It
market. I
ain't
think he'll
about
be
the
just
media,
fine.
Pimp. It's about living up to the family name.
Nah, if he went to like San Fran or if he went to Dallas or he went to one of the New York franchises or but you got more media in those areas. Indianapolis ain't gonna put that kind of pressure on him. I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
Come on to
Okay.
Indy.
You
In
think
first
he'll be
place, I got
fine
the
just for the
Texans.
same reasons you want the Braves out of the division with the Mets. You're looking out for your best interest. Forget that young man's career.
With the way things are going, Archie's going to the Browns.
Right?
He ain't going to the Browns. He ain't going to the Browns.
That'd be worse.
They
That
just
yeah, that
stacking
probably
quarterbacks, bro.
Bro, and then first I got the Texans. The Texans they won what 10 games last year. I think they win one more this year to make it 11. I know they lost Tank Dell, but they brought in Christian Kirk. They brought in probably quietly Nick Chubb as well. Let's see if he has a bounce back season. C.J. Stroud. I think the only reason why the Texans are being looked down on a little bit is because he kind of had a down season for what he did his rookie year. But I don't think that continues. I think he bounces back another year. In the offense, another year in the NFL. I think he gets a little bit more comfortable and he finds his groove a little bit. But I think the reason why you can't put the Texans not number one is that defense is legit. I think they may have a top five, top three defense in the NFL. They got dudes all on the front, all in the back of that. The secondary, they got some dudes all everywhere you look, and I think there's just they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the AFC. Zeke, what do you got for the AFC West, brother?
Short and sweet, just like last week.
There you
Um,
go.
I got the Raiders at the bottom. I don't think they're quite ready to make any noise in that division. Um, I got the Chargers coming in third. Um, they're closer to second than fourth, though. The Chargers, I think, gonna have a decent year. At the top of that division, I got the Chiefs and the Broncos battling it out. It's hard for me to pick against the Chiefs because
Because
pretty much the same reason why it was hard for me to pick against the Bucks last week in that division. The Chiefs have just found ways to win. Now I know a lot of people they're gonna sit here and talk about the refs and everything, blah blah blah, whatever. Um, the Chiefs just find ways to win when it matters most, except for in the Super Bowl last year, blah blah blah. So I got the Chiefs winning this division with the Broncos coming in a close second, but it's a very close second. And part of me wanted to pick the Broncos because the one thing that stood out to me about this division, the Chiefs played 11 games last year in which there was a score differential of one score and they won 10 of them.
Yeah, that won't happen
Those
again.
games are coin flips. So if they lose more than one of those games, if they lose two or three of those games instead of just losing one of them, the Broncos could take this division. So it's going to be entertaining. I like this division because if you look at the quarterback play alone, they have I saw a rank, I believe it was on ESPN. They have three of the top 11 quarterbacks in that division. I think the only division that kind of compared to that was the NFC East, where they had three of the top 12. So we're gonna get some good quarterback play out of this division. I know a lot of people have been waiting on Justin Herbert to like hit extreme superstar status. Bo Nix has been getting a lot of love from my boy Peasy. Just about any time we talk about the Broncos, he throws out a shout out to Bo Nix. I know he really likes him, so it'll be nice to see what kind of progress he makes in his career this year. But I mean, you got Kermit the Frog out there running things in Kansas City. So um,
Oh no.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to knock him out of the top spot just yet until somebody else comes and takes it from him. So I got the Chiefs finishing first. Broncos are very close second. Um, the Chargers in third, and the Raiders not quite yet, but they're in fourth.
I think that's a solid ranking, man.
Hmm.
I would be similar to you, Zeke, where I would be very tempted to put the Broncos ahead of the Chiefs because I see the Chiefs on the decline. Um, especially with their wide receiver issues, and then Travis Kelsey getting a year older, worried more about Hollywood at this moment than he is the NFL. He starred in
My
Water or
fear
not
for
Waterboy.
Travis Kelsey, I don't mean to cut you off, but he's gonna be known more for the last couple years of his career as Taylor Swift's boyfriend, and then next thing you know, she's gonna write a song about him because they're gonna split, and it's gonna go
Hmm.
number one, and
Absolutely.
he's gonna be seen as a joke instead of the bomb tight end that he is.
Yeah, you don't want to
So
get
I
on
really
Yeah,
hope it
Swifty's
works
bad
out for
side.
them, but I really hope he has a bounce back year because Patrick Mahomes needs him to be the dog in the middle of that field that he used to be, and not just Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
this might be a hot take, bro, but there's a chance, there's a world where what you just said about them winning a lot of close one score games, where that flips on its head, and you see the Chiefs finishing third,
That's scary.
where the Broncos and the Chargers leap them because
Yeah,
Jim Harbaugh is that dude, and he's going to
Yeah.
make that team better.
especially
And
if there's
before his run is done there is in San Diego, you will see the Chargers win that division at least once. It could be this year. Could be this
Well,
year.
I
You never
mean,
know.
I know he's not going back to college. We didn't touch on that, but some rulings came down on him now to prevent him going back to college. So he should be in San Diego for a little bit longer, for at least the next
For
10
sure.
years or so. Um, but yeah, I mean that's very real.
And for
That's
us
a very
Madden
real
players out
possibility.
there, yo, Patrick Mahomes is not part of the 99 club this year, bro. What's that say
mm,
about your boy? What's that say about Kermit?
Yeah.
Hey, let's jump
He'll be
into
all
the
right.
weekly roundup before we wrap up. Josh, what stories we got left?
all right. Let's
You
take
gotta
a
shout
look
out the
here.
sponsors.
We do,
Oh,
we
right.
do.
Yeah, while Josh pulls that up, Dave, can you
Yes,
shout out our sponsors?
I got you, Dave.
You got me, man.
Hmm.
All right. Want to give a shout out to Opposition Radio, our sponsor for the month of August. Opposition Radio is a 24-hour internet radio station that specializes in Christian hip hop, R&B, reggae, Latin, EDM, you name it. Check out the dope Christian artists that are in rotation over at Opposition Radio. You can check them out by going to the oppsradio.live from any internet browser. So make sure you go check them out and show them some support. Opposition Radio, motivation to stand firm. Shout out to Opposition Radio.
Opps Radio.
No dizzle.
All right.
All right. What we got next, brother?
Weekly roundup. Here it goes. We're
Weekly
rolling it.
roundup. Here we
Yeah.
go. Show's moving right along.
So yeah, man. So who's gonna jump into it?
Rich Eisen, he makes a return to Sports Center.
Yeah, for
Pretty
those
dope.
of you
I watch it.
I love
from
this.
especially from the '90s generation. I know me and Zeke, bro. We grew up watching Sports Center, man, and I thought it was very touching. I don't know if you guys saw that Rich Eisen, his first time back on Sports Center ever since because they the NFL and ESPN essentially merged, right? And so now he's back on ESPN, and so it's his first time back in 22 years on the program. And the first thing he does, I think he did it appropriately. He gives a shout out to the boy Stuart Scott.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very, 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 very touching. And I thought it was very, very appropriate. And for me, it felt a little bit like old school home cooking. You know what I
Nostalgia.
mean?
Sure.
It felt nostalgic. Like so. Hopefully, they could bring back that kind of mojo. I doubt it because it's Disney's been messing up everything they touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But if they can get this right, I would be happy if they did personally. What do you guys?
I don't really.
Anything to add?
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. I saw the clips. I love the Stuart Scott shout out. Stu was that was my favorite guy on ESPN. We lost him way too soon. Um, if they let Eisen be Eisen, kind of like they let Scott Van Pelt have his own thing. Um, I, I I really can't watch sports anymore. I turn on sports and I'm like, who are these dudes?
Yeah,
And it's just a lot of dudes trying to recreate what we had in the '90s when we had the Dan Patricks and the Obermans and the Stuart Scotts and the Rich Eisens. We don't have that squad anymore. The vibe just isn't there anymore. But if they let Rich Eisen just have his own thing whenever he's on there, I think that'd be pretty cool. But they're never gonna recreate what we had in the '90s. It's
no,
not happening.
no. That's all. I don't have anything, man. It was dope.
Yeah. So I think do we got one more? Do we got it happened in today or is that a wrap?
Yeah, no. So we got the Surf Lagoon set to open in Virginia Beach.
Oh yeah. So I
Oh,
don't
we
think we
talked about
got
that
the
last week.
video for this. We never talked about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
this won't take long. So for those of you who are surf fans out there, I thought this was really cool. For those of you who don't know, I actually live in Virginia. I live in Southern Virginia, the Norfolk, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach area, and in Virginia Beach, they just opened a huge like water park down by the ocean front, which is a surf lagoon. And so they have like a huge artificial pool. This whole project is sponsored by local icon here, Pharrell, the singer of Happy. If you don't know, if you know, you know. And so like it's kind of cool because not all the times are the waves waving, right? When you're dealing with the ocean, and all the time the waves are waving, at the surf lagoon. And so it's actually not too expensive to go. From what I understand, it's like 30 to $50. You grab your surfboard and you bring your kids, and it's got like a bunch of different things to do. But they just opened it, and so I got pictures on my feed from some of my friends that live here, in Virginia, and you see them like surfing those waves. So if you're into that, athletic enough to do that, it's a cool thing to do, and I think it's going to attract a lot of people to the area. So I think that's pretty dope.
No doubt.
So
Yeah, and then
Um,
we already talked about the Paul versus Tank headline at the beginning, and then
the Kyle Tucker thing, whatever, man. Dude had a little couple days slump,
yeah,
and they're like coddling him, treating him like he's not a major league player, man. It's ridiculous. But Victor Robles, man, this dude, man,
oh, did we got the video?
gosh, though, this dude, I wish we had the video on it. It's glad we
We
don't.
got to show the video.
Oh my gosh, man! So this dude's doing a rehab game, and decides that he's gonna throw his bat at the pitcher because the pitcher hit him with a pitch. And I understand the frustration. Apparently, over the course of some days, he had gotten hit by a couple of pitches or whatever. But this is just unexcusable, man. You're a professional athlete, man, and like you literally winding up and throwing your bat at the pitcher with intent to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? It's just completely ridiculous, man. I don't think I just 10-game suspension is not enough. I think he should have been done for the rest of the season.
And he took it even further to the dugout too, didn't he? He went,
Yeah, man, he was
bananas.
throwing stuff out of the dugout, man, acting like a 10-year-old, man. It was just ridiculous. What you thinking,
Zeke's
Zeke?
got something to say. Don't justify it,
Listen,
Zeke.
Just curious
Don't justify it, Zeke.
before you go, Zeke. If I could just
Go
say
ahead.
one thing,
Go ahead.
what do you? Dave, just answer very quick, not a long response. Do you think Victor Robles should be suspended or worse for throwing the bat?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking Dave.
Oh, okay.
Me?
Yes,
You
yes,
asked
I'm asking you.
Dave
Should he be
wants him kicked
suspended
out of
or
the league.
worse? Kicked out of the league.
who, me?
You want to kick? Yeah. You want kicked out of the league?
He should have been he should have been sat. He should have been sat for the rest of the season. And I'm gonna keep it real, man. He's lucky that the authorities didn't come in there and charge him, man, because they do that in certain.
Sat out for the rest of the season. Zeke, do you remember some kind of event of a star pitcher throwing a bat at a player?
Man, he threw that bad at the ground.
Zeke, do you remember anything like that, brother? I'm
I
trying to
do
remember
vaguely.
back.
I vaguely remember some
You
dude,
okay?
some dude
Yeah.
wearing pinstripes.
Wearing
He threw
pinstripes. I think it was wearing
yeah.
pinstripes, wasn't
He
he?
threw a bat.
He threw a bat. Where
Yeah.
was that player? Oh, it was Mike Piazza.
Roger Clemens threw a bat
Roger
at Mike
Clemens, that's who it
Piazza.
was. He should have been
Yeah.
kicked out of the league. He should have been suspended for the rest of the year. And then
Didn't
maybe
that
the
happen?
season
Didn't
after
that happen in
that.
the World Series though?
Are
Like,
y'all done, man?
He should have been done. He should have been done.
Cy
He
Young
walked right into this.
Award-winning Roger Clemens.
oh, so his
Right into this.
accolades award him a little bit of
Robles.
leeway. That's what you're saying.
Also now we can consider it clout. Nah. Be consistent, brother. Be consistent.
You know what? He would have done y'all a favor if he had hit Mike Piazza, because y'all ended up losing that World Series anyway, man.
I'm glad you walked it. I'm glad you walked right into that. So now we understand why Mets fans are griping. Because he shouldn't have even been playing. He should have been kicked out of the league when that happened.
The audience decide whether or not he threw the bat at Piazza. He threw the bat.
Oh, he threw the bat at Piazza. Now, if Piazza would have took that bat and threw it back at him, he would have been justified. But luckily,
First of all,
Mike
Piazza
Piazza's
wasn't
a
about that
gentleman.
life, so he wouldn't have done none of that.
Nah,
Yeah.
he wasn't about that life.
Let's
But
talk about
my
the
man
real
Roger
all-star.
Clemens was roided up.
Look at this, man. We getting
Let's
some
talk
love,
about the real
man.
all-star.
Hey,
Mama J in the
Mama J.
house.
It's awesome.
That's familiar. I think I know that lady.
You think you know her?
I think I know that lady.
Dang.
So I'm gonna be real careful with my response here because my mama watching.
Smart.
That's why I put it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If anybody knows me, my mama knows me, and she's seen my temper on the baseball field, so she knows that it wouldn't be a huge shock for me to side with Victor Robles. Long time ago, Chris Rock had a joke when he talked about a certain famous Hall of Fame running back who may or may not have committed a very serious crime against his ex-wife. um, but the culmination of the joke was, I'm not saying he did it, but I understand. And that's how I feel about Victor Robles. I'm not saying he should have thrown the bat at the pitcher, but I kind of understand where he was coming from. My man is on a rehab assignment, and I think over the course of what, like 10 to 15 plate appearances, he got hit 5 or 6 times. Um, there's a level of frustration there. Like they show the reaction from him being hit by that pitch. But what you don't know is that's like the fifth or sixth time my man's been hit. He's frustrated. He probably shouldn't have thrown the bat. Just charge out there like they normally do and partake in some good old fashioned fisticuffs. Don't throw the bat at people. That's a no go. I remember Delman Young years ago. He threw a bat at an umpire and he had superstar potential. I think he was like if he wasn't like the number one prospect in baseball, he was one of the top prospects in baseball, and that just derailed his career. Um, but yeah, you can't go around throwing bats at people. Delman, Victor, Roger, it's not cool. Um,
it could have serious consequences, man. Y'all remember with Kermit Washington? Uh, well, you guys were like,
I
I
was
don't
about to say, bro, that's black and white days.
Yeah,
Go
man.
ahead, tell the story though. Come
I
on,
wasn't
Unc.
even born, man. But Kermit Washington, a fight broke out in an NBA game, and he like went out and he
Is that
blindsided
is that the
Rudy.
dude that caught Rudy Tomjanovich?
Yeah, man, he did, man. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
If your emotions get the best of you, that's the kind of thing that could happen. What if he had connected to, with this pitcher with that bat, man? I mean,
Well, see, here's the thing. I think if I'm thinking if he
I don't know.
really here,
I
here
don't
no no
know.
no 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 because if you watch it, he goes to throw the bat, but if he really wanted to get the bat to the pitcher, he could have. I'm thinking mid toss, he kind of came to his senses. He still threw the bat, but if he wanted to really get the bat to the pitcher, only 60 feet away, he could have. So he kind of caught himself and said, "All right, this is dumb." The bat still went in that direction. It wasn't going to hit the pitcher,
Yeah,
but I understand where he's coming from. Like, yo, I'm just down here trying to get right so I can make it back to Seattle. I'm down here in AAA and y'all hitting me like we get in some kind of major rivalry or something. Like I'm just here to get my swing right. Stop hitting me with the ball. The pitcher that hit him the last time had already hit him like once or twice before. So if I see you on the mound and you already hit me 3 times, we're gonna have to see each other, bro.
I thought you was gonna say my take, Zeke. My take was I don't really see how throwing a bat is any worse than throwing a baseball 100 miles an hour at somebody's face. And so, if he really wanted to do damage, my take was you don't throw the bat. You walk that bat 60 feet and you beat that dude down with the bat if he really was about that life, but he wasn't. He just threw the bat out of frustration. I don't think that was a big deal. I made light of it because of the big deal that Dave made when he's mad at him throwing the bat when clearly that happened in Kingdom and he had no problem with that. So I would just like to end the episode with pointing out the hypocrisy,
oh my
the
god.
injustice of it all. Let me stop.
Save your argument for next episode, Dave.
That's right.
Give
That's
it to
right.
him right in the
That's
beginning.
right.
We
Right
we
in the
gonna we
beginning.
gonna we gonna start it with
Yeah,
Dave
right.
in the cut.
Ah.
That's right. He gonna get me back next week. We'll figure out when he does. But for right now, the injustice of it all.
You are no
Yankee fans, man, we real petty, man. So
That's right. That's right. That's right. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys for joining us. Um, Make sure that you like and subscribe, share the posts. For all of our replay listeners, we appreciate you as well. But yeah, we'll keep on keeping on. We'll be back here next week, Wednesday. I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm gonna see if I could, figure out a way to, to kind of join the podcast. Even from there, we'll see what happens if the wifey lets
Dave
me.
jumped
We'll
on
see.
from vacation.
Set the
Yeah,
He
stage.
said,
yeah.
if the wife lets me up, dang, bro.
dedication, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Hey man, I might
Dang,
be
bro.
surfing. You never know. You might have to. I don't know if the audience wants to see me in the speedos. You know what I mean?
No.
Hit us with the
Might
GoPro view
be
while you
that.
surfing.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Yeah, we can make it happen. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Ops. Again, we'll see you guys next week, same time, live, 9 p.m. See you then. Peace.
Deuces.
What
Hey, it
happened?
still says we're live and recording. Shouldn't that be off?
Yes,
Oh
sir.
boy, that'd be classic if we were. Let's give him
Uh,
some B-roll.
uh. Where does it say that at? I can't even see it, bro.
I see it.
Still
I'm
says
about to
we're live
check.
and recording.
Oh, it says live. Oh boy. Can they
Let's
hear us? I don't know.
hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it, man. I'm on the wrong screen.
I just clicked on. Oh yeah, we're live. We're still on Facebook. How y'all doing?
Man,
I
bro,
can't get back to the main
you don't
screen.
want to get caught on the hot mic now.